and welcome to Across Louisiana. My name is Steve Sawyer, your host for the program today. Thank you so much for taking time to be with us. Our first guest is Joshua Conant. Joshua is a young man that is with the American Diabetes Association. Candace Schaedel, she is with the YMCA of Greater New Orleans. Floyd Simeon is going to be with us. He is with the HBA Greater New Orleans organization, and they've got a big crawfish event coming up. Everybody knows Michael Hecht. He's our fourth guest. He's with Greater New Orleans, Inc., and we've got a big summit coming up in Baton Rouge that he's going to be talking about. And finally, Frumin is with Yukon Construction, and what a great organization, an intern for kids in the home building genre. So stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today. Our first guest is Joshua Conant. Joshua is an advocate for an ambassador for type 1 diabetes. Thank you so much, Joshua, for taking time to be on the show. Greatly appreciate it. You're 15 years old, I believe.
Yes.
And go to Holy Cross. Mm-hmm. Okay. Tell me, we're going to talk about the Tour de Cure that you're involved in. Tell me a little bit about your condition and a little of your personal history before we get into that, if you don't mind.
Well, the Tour de Cure is real special to me because it's where I first learned how to ride a bike without training wheels. Mm-hmm. And what happened is I was riding along with training wheels, and then they started to break and fail on me. And so they loaded me up in one of their trucks that they had riding along for technical breakdowns and stuff. And so they dropped me back off in the parking lot, and I took off the training wheels, and then we just started to practice, and I wobbled a little and fell down a couple times, but I eventually got it there. Yeah. And was able to continue on and then ride in the ride.
Now, you sure somebody didn't, quote, break the training wheels on purpose?
No, they weren't broken.
You know, you always learn how to swim by someone throwing you in the water. So that's interesting. So would you consider yourself an avid bike rider?
I don't do it for sport. I do it more for leisure activities and stuff.
And let me ask you this. How does your diabetes affect your riding bikes and doing things like that? And I'm sure you've had this all your life, right?
Yeah,
so,
since I was 6.
How have you learned to live with your diabetes? Because one of the things as an ambassador is, as a mentor to other people as well. So talking to kids and things like that, how have you overcome your diabetes to do what you do?
Well, diabetes is kind of a wild disease because your blood sugars are continuously fluctuating. Mm-hmm. And so really it's a lot of experimenting with it. So if I'm doing something new for the first time, like playing a new sport or something, we'll really watch it close for the first couple times and see how the body reacts to it, and then we know how to handle it down the road. So
you've learned over time how your body reacts to different stimuli and things like that. So, you can participate in sports and other activities.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. So let's talk about Tour de Cure. This is the 25th year. I believe it's going to be held on the North Shore, right?
I think
Tammany
so.
Trace.
Yeah.
It's April the 16th, and the website that you can go to is diabetes.org. /Louisiana. You're going to be riding in the Tour de Cure, right?
Yes, I am.
Now, are there certain distances that you can ride?
Yeah, there are different distances.
So I'm a novice. I would want to do the baby ride, so to speak.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
You know what the distances are?
I think it's 10 miles, a 25, and a 75.
Okay, and you know what? I'm just curious. Let's say that I go and I start riding, and I've got to quit because I've had enough. Do they have trucks and things that kind of pick you up and bring you back?
Yeah, they do.
And I noticed there also is there's a stationary cycling classes are going to be held with the tour this year. Hey, listen, best of luck in the ride this year. I really appreciate you coming on the show and telling your story and everything. And again, for more information on the 25th annual Tour de Cure, you can go to www.diabetes.org /Louisiana. We'll put that on the screen for more information. Joshua, good luck. Hope you have a great ride. And stay with us. We got a few more guests. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. Again, thank you so much for being a part of the show. Candace Schaedel has been with us before, and we're so happy that she's back. She is the Youth Program Director for YMCA of Greater New Orleans. And Candace, first thing I want to point out, Greater New Orleans does mean that you also operate in Jefferson Parish and
West St. Tammany on the North Shore,
Okay.
and then also in Belle Chase and Plaquemines Parish as well.
Super. If you don't mind, just real quick, tell me a little bit about YMCA, kind of your mission, what you're all about, and so forth.
So the YMCA stands for Young Men's Christian Association. However, we are open for all. Our mission statement is to put Christian principles into practice through programs that build a healthy mind, body, and spirit for all. So we really want to create a holistic view of wellness and also do that for everyone, be very inclusive.
And I'm going to give your website real quick, is ymcaneworleans.org.
That's correct.
All information about the YMCA can be found on the website, and also information about the upcoming summer camps and swim lessons as well, right?
Yes,
Okay, so
we
tell
are
us a little bit
very
about that.
excited for summer camp. It's a 10-week program. Children can sign up for 1 week or all 10, and it involves field trips. We do lunch sessions. We have community organizations come in and do educational pieces for the children, arts and crafts, science projects. And the big thing about our camp that makes us different is that we have very well-trained staff. They all get 30 hours of training, and that is including CPR and first aid, emergency preparedness, and they do developmental sessions with all of their supervisors before camp even starts.
What time daily does everything start?
Summer camp starts anywhere between 7 and 7:30 for aftercare. The program day starts around 9.
Okay.
And then pickup is between 4 and 4:30, but we do offer aftercare as well for parents because we know it's hard to manage everyone's schedule, especially in the summer.
Yeah, and then lunches and everything, all the nutritional stuff is provided?
Yeah,
in the
so
camp?
some of our sites, we have 3 different sites. Some of our sites, East Jefferson in particular, we provide fresh, healthy lunch through Fresh Food Factor every day. But at other sites, children can purchase snacks, whether it be pizza or Chick-fil-A, or they can bring their own lunch.
Wow. And starting time is May 31st, I believe I read?
May 31st through August 5th.
Okay. Now, as far as space availability, is there a possibility that you fill up, or?
Well, that's
I mean,
what we
people-
hope.
So people really need to take advantage and register now.
Yeah,
right?
registration opened March 1st.
Okay.
And we have a big kickoff for summer camp happening on April 30th. And that's when we're offering special discounts to anybody who signs up that weekend of April 30th at all branches.
Wow. And then your swim lessons are part of the camp?
Yeah, we offer swim lessons exclusively to camp children during the day, so it doesn't interrupt their camp session. But we also have swim lessons outside of camp. We want to make the schedule available to everyone.
Okay, and just before we go real quick, you mentioned that it's 10 weeks, but you don't necessarily have to go all those 10 weeks. So if I know
No.
I'm going to be gone 1 week,
Yeah.
don't not sign up because of that.
Yeah, we want to accommodate for families that want to take vacation, and you can pay week by week as well.
Candace, thank you so much for being on the show. We appreciate it. Great information. Please continue to come back and share great things with us about YMCA. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. Very happy to have Floyd Simeon on the show. Floyd is the 75th president for the Home Builders Association of Greater New Orleans.
That's right. Been around a long time.
Quite a legacy.
Yes, thank you.
Hey, let's talk a little bit about Floyd, about Home Builders Association. You guys are pretty big organization. I think I remember reading that you're the oldest Home Builders Association in the country.
It's correct. We're the oldest. There's maybe one chapter out in Oregon that we debate with, but we're known as the oldest HBA in the United States.
And you serve what parishes?
Orleans, Jefferson, and all the river parishes. So 7 parishes we serve. Yes, sir.
Do me a favor. We'll get in. You got a big event coming up, your Crawfish Bowl that you've been doing for like 30-something years. Talk about the mission of the Home Builders Association, exactly what it is you do, who you benefit, and so forth.
Well, the New Orleans Home Builders Association is a trade-based association. So we represent the trades surrounding residential construction. And that is anything from legislation to the builders themselves. Our organization happens to be the 6th largest in the country. We have 1,000 members.
Wow.
And we have about 500 builders and roughly 500 industries that service those builders, as far as it can be anything from legal services to tile, roofing, anything that's needed in that business, even office supplies and things. So we reach across a lot of people. And 1,000 member companies, you can imagine how many people that reaches to.
Absolutely.
As far as employees go. We're a really good source for anybody anywhere in that region considering to build, renovate, any type of construction. And also if you're just looking to purchase something and you're looking for a nice tile store or something,
Yeah.
I mean, we have so many members that are related to our industry.
So you're a good resource organization as well. And I say
Absolutely.
that because your website is homebuilders.org. We'll put that on the screen. So all information on the home builders can be found on that, and information
Sure.
on the upcoming crawfish boil event, which takes place, I believe, April the 1st.
April 1.
Yeah,
And that's not
that.
a joke.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, yes, this year we're going to do our annual crawfish boil at Southport Dance Hall. It should be a very nice event.
It always is a great event. It really is.
We'll have several hundred people there. There's going to be a band, Rockin' Soul is playing. And then we do some side things. We'll do a crawfish eating contest, some sort of auction or something like that. And we try to raise money for a local charity. This year it's Camp Challenge.
I saw that. It's a good choice.
And we help get money to Camp Challenge so that they can bring children with cancer to a camp and get them together.
Is there a cost at the door to get in? Or?
It's $35 a person.
All you can eat?
It's open to the public.
Yeah.
Lots and lots, thousands of pounds of crawfish.
And they say crawfish is a little high right now, so $35 is not bad for all you can eat.
That includes your beer too.
Oh,
so
well, that's even
it's
better.
a really nice deal. Yeah.
And it's always, again, you've been doing this for about 30 years now. It is always considered the opening crawfish event of the season. Congratulations on that. You always end up having a great turnout. Again, that website is homebuilders.org. We're going to put it on the screen. All information on the Home Builders Association and the upcoming crawfish boil can be found on that. Stay with us. We got a few more guests. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. It's always a pleasure to have Michael Hecht on the show with us. Michael is, of course, the president and CEO of Greater New Orleans, Inc. And Mike, we could do a whole show with you every time you come on. And I appreciate you taking time. You're a busy man. The first thing we're going to talk about the summit that you're a part of here coming up. But God, you hear so much about the state right now and the direction we're going. And, word on the street is like, what happened? And one thing that you're so good at is the organization is so good at assessing the state. What's happening right now?
Well, I think what you have to do, Steve, is separate the budget from the economy. The budget, we have a big deficit to deal with, and this actually started with the partial repeal of Stelly back in 2008 when we basically gave back about $1 billion of income taxes. Then it's been exacerbated by the drop in oil. $1 loss on a barrel of oil is about $13 million from our treasury, and so it's a combination of these factors. And so we really do have some very real state budget issues, and we've got to solve them because they're structural. But the economy, the oil and gas industry notwithstanding, is actually doing fairly well. Now, the E&P and the exploration off the shelf is being hit very badly right now, oil field services, but midstream refining, petrochemical, is doing great because anything that actually has petroleum or gas as an input has better margins than ever. So overall, the economy is really, I think, holding its own. But as a state budget, we really do have some issues, and I'm hopeful that in this next session we can actually get to the structural underlying factors.
And I mean, do you see that happening? And
well, I think one of the challenges right now is that we have a public, I think, that at the moment is somewhat disengaged, and we've got to get the public back re-engaged. The business community has to come together. We have to create the political will to make some of the hard changes to our tax structure, to our budget structure, to retirement reform, criminal justice, and many other areas. Actually, there's a document that we did called Reform for Louisiana's Future on our website that gives detail on all the areas of reform we need.
And Mike, that's good. That's great information. And I'm just curious, we're going to talk real quick about the April 18th State Economic Development Summit that's coming up. You're partnering with the Baton Rouge Area Chamber, BRAC, on that. Is that led to this summit, or is the summit on the books already, or what drove the summit?
It's a good point. The summit was on the books already because we wanted to have a moment to talk about the state of economic development in Louisiana and the nation and what we have to do going forward to grow jobs and wealth. But the fact that we now have this budget crisis actually makes it that more important because it's so critical that we don't throw out the economic baby with the budget bathwater.
Yeah.
And so we want to reinforce the importance of long-term activity to create jobs and wealth, because that's what leads to prosperity.
So the summit's open to the public?
Open to the public, 7:30 to
governor's gonna be
1:30.
speaking.
We've got the governor speaking. We've got the assistant secretary of the Department of Commerce speaking. We have site selectors who are speaking, individuals from the economic development community. So if you want to talk about how we create wealth in Louisiana, this is a great event to be at. 7:30 on April 18th at L'Auberge Casino.
A cost to get in?
Cost
or-
is free.
It's free?
Yeah.
I'm going to put the website on the screen. All the information on the summit can be found on the website. Again, Greater New Orleans, Inc., you guys partner with so many people, and I assume this is a partnership you're doing with the Baton Rouge Area Chamber, right?
Very much so. So we have our super region, which is us in Baton Rouge, working together very closely with my friend Adam Knapp, who runs the Baton Rouge Area Chamber. But it's also a larger group of the 8 economic development organizations from around the state. All of us together are coming together to produce this summit. So
And if there was ever a time that we're all one, this is truly it.
That is true. We're all in this boat together, and so I'm really glad we're having this event right now. It's time.
Again, Michael, we'll put the website on the screen. As always, I can't thank you enough for being on the show. It's always great to have you here. Please know the door is always open. Best of luck on the summit. Thank you for everything you and Greater New Orleans Inc. do for the New Orleans area. You're just a bearer of great news, and we need that so much, and we appreciate all that you're doing on that. We've got one more guest. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today. Our last guest is Aaron Frumin. Aaron is the Executive Director for Uncommon Construction. Aaron, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Steve.
Tell us a little bit about Uncommon Construction.
Yeah, great. So Uncommon Construction is a nonprofit where we take high school students, currently enrolled high school students from across the city who attend our school partners, and we put them on a team, and they build a house from start to finish in a semester. Our kids earn hourly pay. They also earn internship credit at school for being part of an enriching experience that they're not going to really get anywhere else.
Now, when you say partners, that means there are certain schools you work with?
Yeah, so the Department of Education has a new initiative to promote and destigmatize career technical education. There are tons of middle skill and high wage, high demand jobs that don't require a college degree, but our schools don't always have a viable pathway in order to transition kids into those jobs right out of high school. So what we're able to do is provide an internship class, basically, that our kids can do from sophomore to senior year up to 9 times, where they get exposure and experience building a house, gaining those skills, but also developing in a real life work environment.
That's awesome.
The soft skills that are going to make them successful after high school.
Yeah. Now, when in your partners that you work with, how would I, as a student, become part of this program? And who do I go to, or a guidance counselor? Or?
Absolutely, yeah. So first of all, if students go to New Orleans Charter Science and Math, International High School, the NET Charter Academy, or Renew Accelerated, those are our 4 current school partners. And so they would just talk to their internship or career coordinator at that school, and we would involve them in our recruitment and application process.
Now, are there any sort of requirements, eligibility requirements or anything like that? Or?
16 and up is our biggest requirement, because we're working on a construction site, so we just want to make sure that we have work permits and that insurance is all good. But aside from that, not really. We're looking for kids who are eager to wake up early on a Saturday morning to get involved and potentially break a sweat during the day. But yeah, there are no hard and fast requirements, just 16 and up, and that we're an official partner with your school.
Yeah, I got to tell you, this is super. An internship, and you get paid for doing it. Plus, the thing about an internship is the information goes right on a resume.
Yep.
I mean, that's incredible. So I'm sure when the students are working, you've got adults there who are working with them, not only a supervision, but explaining things and so forth.
Yeah, absolutely. So my background is I used to work for Habitat for Humanity. And what I loved about working for Habitat was teaching people how to do stuff. So I became a teacher through Teach for America. But what I hated about being a teacher were the walls around my classroom. So our question at Uncommon Construction is, how can we create a real life classroom that doesn't have any walls, but our kids build them all on their first day of school? So that's what we do with them. And the cool thing about working with kids while they're in school is that we can use that time while they're in school to strategically prepare the work site for maximum impact on Saturday.
Aaron, this is absolutely incredible information. Thank you so much for taking time to be on the show. You've been watching Across Louisiana. Thank you so much for being with us, and as always, we'll see you next time.